Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be ranking everybody in the old school drop from worst to best here in NBA 2K26 MyTEAM. There are 11 cards in this drop today, and I'll be totally honest, like half of them aren't even really particularly good cards, to be completely and utterly honest. Honestly, a little bit more than half of them, maybe even, or about half of them. It's just not a super deep drop in terms of like elite level, truly good cards in MyTEAM that have like staying power at all. I think that's more of a wild gem thing than anything else, and I continue to mention that, but I think them dropping 2,000 wild gems, including so many good diamonds and amethysts and stuff like that, has made it tough for them to drop deep, exciting Friday drops. I think they almost like shafted themselves in a lot of ways by dropping so many good cards so early. It's made the pacing feel very weird, which is why we have these Friday drops that feel like void of interesting content. You know what I mean? Not to mention the fact that pack odds are terrible, so cards are extremely expensive and they're impossible to get. Like Shaq, people would be excited to use Shaq. People would be excited to use freaking Kyrie, but Kyrie's going to be 700,000 a T because it's a pink diamond, not because it's good. Even the diamonds, they're going to be overpriced despite how compared to how good they probably are as well, although hopefully not as much. But still, it's just another underwhelming Friday drop, which I think is unfortunately kind of the way it's going to be. That's kind of 2K's own fault with the wild gem stuff, it seems like, but that's just my opinion. That being said, we are going to go ahead and still rank this drop, and we'll start with the worst card. This is Alyssa Thomas, 6'2" with a 6'4" wingspan. I'm sorry. I get that she's got 96 interior defense. I also don't care. She's 6'2". I don't care what defensive badges they gave this card. She looks great if she didn't have a 74 3 ball, 25 standing, 25 driving dunk, but she's a 6'2" small forward who can't really shoot the ball, can't dunk at all, and can't guard anybody because she's 6'2". 87 perimeter, 84 steal, 88 agility. I guess 86 speed is kind of interesting as an on-ball defender. Kind of not really though. She's more of an interior defender statistically, but she's 6'2". I keep saying that. It's just like, I don't know. WNBA players don't work in the game. I'm sorry, they just don't. They're just pack fodder. That's all it is. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. I'm not trying to be the guy who, I don't know. I don't know. They could have implemented the WNBA stuff so much better. You know what I mean? They could have done so much better. Now they're just pack fodder. Carrington's next, 5'11" shooting guard, exact same thing. This card might even be the worst card in the drop, honestly. Like, I guess you could say she's not that bad defensively either. 94 perimeter, 94 steal, half movable, half off fall post, but she's 5'11" and she can't dunk. She can shoot a little better. Instead of 74 3 ball, she's got an 89, but still not gonna have a very good jumper. Still not gonna shot create. She's 5'11". Again, we're gonna pass. Next up is the other WNBA card, Pink Diamond Swin, who is the best of the three and still not good at all. 6'1" at shooting guard, 6'3" wingspan. Yes, her stats are nice besides the 70 driving dunk, which I mean, at least she can dunk. The problem is she's a 6'1" shooting guard. So, I mean, Bradley Beal is eons better than this card, and he came out day one, and it's going to be less expensive. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just how it is. She's one of the best WNBA cards they've dropped so far, and it just doesn't matter. Not to mention all normal SIGs release WNBA 5, which is, oh, that Paige Becker's jumper, not a good shot. Yeah, no, this card's not good either. So, again, unfortunately, another very underwhelming card. Yeah, the WNBA cards all generally pretty much have been very bad so far, and that absolutely continues with this week's drop, where they're the three worst cards in the drop. Calderon is next up. He is 6'3" with a 6'7" wingspan, but at least he's got a little bit of size at the point guard position. Now, he is still 83 speed, 89 3 ball, a little bit of perimeter defense. There's some stuff to like, but 45 driving, 6'9" interior, 45 block, 50 strength. Like, not ideal, you know what I mean? Not being a dunker or a defender really, with especially no finishing badges at all, and really no key defensive badges either. Not really what you're looking for, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, for Calderon's an 83 speed point guard, like, this card's not gonna cut it, realistically. He is not that great, probably not a card I'd really recommend using by any means. The same can kind of be said for Pete Maravich. The reason I say that with Pete's got decent speed, he's 93 3 ball, but he's got a 50 driving dunk himself, and he can't really guard himself either very well. Now, his defensive badges are a little better than Calderon's are, and he's a little faster than Jose is. He's taller. He's certainly a better card. He's more of a threat as a slasher, although still not all that great of a threat. While I think this card is usable, I certainly still don't think he's elite, being as mediocre defensively and as a finisher as he is, and also with a jumper that I don't think is that great, this Christian Wood base, I don't think it's that good. I don't know. We'll give this card a try. He's certainly the best card we've looked at yet. My voice just cracked big time, but I still don't think he's that good. I still think he's only like, what, the 7th best card in the drop? Like, he's not very great. We do have 6 more cards. Tim Duncan is number 6. Again, he's just a non-shooter. Pistol Pete might be better than this card, honestly, because this Timmy D, look, what he does well is defend and finish. What he does poorly is shoot, and he's not that fast. Now, he's not horribly slow. 79 speed is not bad by any means, but this card's more of a center than he is a power forward because he can't shoot. So he's a 6'11" center. So he's not that tall, and he's an inside, and he's not that fast. That's generally not ideal. You know what I mean? I don't know. Again, he's kind of meh. He's okay, I guess. He's got good defense. He'll hit a mid-range, but he's not going to really hit a 3. And especially on this year's game with how low 3-ball ratings are not really getting hit the way they were. I mean, this card just, to me, is very meh. That's the initial impression I get for sure with Timmy D, is that he's not going to stand out at all. Next up is Scotty Barnes. Scotty is going to be what, 6'7", 7'3" wingspan, 89 speed, 86'3", 85 standing and driving, 87 interior, perimeter, 84 steal, 84 block. Good defender. That's what I like about this card. This card is the first legitimately good card in the drop. I'd say there's only like 4 or 5 of them, and I think he is. Oh wait, this card I put him way too low. What in the world? That is not where Scotty Barnes is supposed to be. I just read my list wrong. I'm sorry. Number 5 was supposed to be Shane Battier, not Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes, we'll come back to him. He is not number 5. Shane Battier is number 5. Now, this Battier card's actually decent. He's a good shooter. He's 6'8", and he has solid defense and 85 driving. But he is slow, 78 speed, 75 speed with ball, 70 interior, 57 block. There are some things you don't love there for sure. I still think he's decent. He's a good shooter. He doesn't have any sort of movement at all. Like, he's a cone of all cones, but he's a good shooter with normal fade, which means his fade right should be good. And defensively, he is solid, even with the low interior at 6'8" at shooting guard. With good D-badges, he should compete very well defensively. It's a solid card. He's the first card on the list that I go, oh yeah, he's actually pretty good. Honestly, I have him at 5 and I have Kyrie at 4. You could argue those guys should be switched. Because Kyrie, look, here's the thing about Kyrie. 40 driving, 42 interior, 56 block, 47 strength. No defense at 6'2", and no like finishing really either. I mean, besides layups obviously, but no like athletic dunking anyways. Fun card to use offensively. Sig should be good, jumpers should be really good, all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, with Kyrie Irving, you want a guy who can score the ball, and he's giving you that. But I just think the defensive liability is an issue. And honestly, Battier is a 6'8" cone, but he's a cone with a good jumper and solid defense. Whereas Kyrie's an awesome, fun offensive card, but he's not a finisher. And he's not a defender at all. I think Battier is better. I change my mind. Shane Battier is number 4, Kyrie's number 5. Number 3 is going to be Naz Reid. This card's legitimately good. 6'9", 7'3" wingspan. He's like way better than Tim Duncan. He's not as good defensively, but defense isn't bad by any means. You got a couple D badges like immovable, on-ball menace, maybe off-ball pest. And then your 4th badge could be interceptor, lightning launch, or limitless, any of those probably, or slippery. But 85 3-ball, 80 standing and driving, 83 interior, 88 block. Decent perimeter and agility isn't too bad. This card's like he's not Julius Randle, but I feel like he's a better player than Julius Randle as the power forward position. He's got solid athleticism, good shooting, good finishing, and versatile, solid defense. Going to guard in the interior, going to be a good screener. He is only 6'9", but his jumper's good, so he's going to be a good pick and pop threat as well. I think this card's pretty good. I would say he's a very solid option, and I think he's probably better than both Shane and Kyrie are. Meta-wise, honestly, I think all 3 of them are kind of close. Kyrie's offense is awesome, but he's got no defense. Naz is a solid defensive player, but also a good stretch big and has pretty decent athleticism. Shane doesn't really have the athleticism in terms of speed, but he's good defensively. He's a good shooter and he's a good dunker. So they're all good cards. I think you could use them all. I wouldn't say any of them are going to be insane, but Naz and Shane are going to be a lot cheaper than Kyrie. I will say that. This Kyrie card is crazy expensive. Now, number 2 is Scotty Barnes. I got way ahead of myself, putting him at number 5. I was like confused. I was talking about a stat. I'm like, no, this is not right. And then I looked at my list. I realized I wrote it wrong. Either way, Scotty Barnes, legitimately a very solid defensive card who is also a good slasher, good shooter, and he's just very well-rounded stat and badge-wise, which is really nice. Now, his jumper is not going to be spectacular, but the badge completeness is legit. Honestly, like, movement isn't really that big of a deal in this point in the game, I don't think. And the jumper shouldn't be bad. I think this card's pretty good. He's probably the 2nd best card in this drop, legitimately. So I don't know. I would consider Scotty Barnes if you need a wing. He's probably a very good option. That being said, the best card in the drop, and it's not even close, is Shaq. Easily, 100%. He's 7'1" with a 7'7" wingspan, and he's a elite finisher. He's going to be dominant defensively and just really tough to stop across the board. Now, with that being said, I think this card is going to be far overpriced still from how good he is. Even he, his best card in the drop, at best, he's probably the third best center in the game, realistically. Like, he's not that incredible of a card. This is not a uber stack drop. It's just not. This card is very good, and inside centers are viable, especially with the way fades are, but Embiid is better for sure. Sigma, probably better. Even like a Tyson Chandler. Argument could be made that he is better than than Shaquille O'Neal. So, with that being said, this drop, there are some good players in here, a couple of good budget options, hopefully with guys like Battier, Naz Reid, maybe even a couple of the diamonds being a little bit affordable. But at the same time, this is an underwhelming drop today, without a doubt. Another one. Eventually we're gonna get a Good Friday drop, but I'm wondering how long it's gonna take. I don't know. With that being said, it's gonna do it for the video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I will be back with more 2K content very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.